Sedat Consult brings to you the Sedat HR Conference 2023 in Kumasi, Ghana on October 19th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This year, we are bringing together professionals, industry experts, and business leaders to explore the latest HR trends. Our theme is Transforming HR, Innovation, Technology, and Future Trends. We are honored to have distinguished guests including Honorable Kingsley Nyako and Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, as well as a lineup of esteemed speakers. Don't miss this enriching experience that will elevate your HR expertise. Admission is free. Contact us at 0244-629-245 or send us mail at patricia.kissy@sedatconsultlimited.com for more information. Sponsorship opportunities are available. Sedat Consult, your trusted HR partner.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are watching us from. Welcome to Sedat HR Digest, your weekly HR sessions where we talk about anything HR. So tonight, as we build in preparation towards our upcoming conference, we'll be having a sneak discussion with our personalities. So today is going to be personality in focus time with our conference speakers. And today we have our very own my mentor, who I will be having a mentor-mentee discussion today. So it is time with the conference speaker, and I have the pleasure of introducing Yvonne Redu Akpabli. As we all know her by name, Adia Pena, who will be joining us today for our discussion. So Adia Pena, if you are here, let's say hello.
Hello, Evan, it's good to have you here. And cherished viewers, thank you for tuning in. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's a great pleasure to have you tonight as we talk deeper. Like we already said,
Same
today is
here.
going to be an exciting discussion as we build and we prepare ourselves for our conference that is scheduled for October the 19th in Kumasi. So we have, for the coming weeks, we'll be engaging our speakers who are slated for this conference. And tonight we have our very own, my mentor, who I will be engaging tonight. So Yvonne, you are welcome once again. And
Thank you.
let's delve deeper.
Nathan.
So I'll just give you an opportunity to just introduce yourself. For me, I know you more. And my panelists,
Okay.
my
I'm
guests who are watching, you could tell us more about yourself. Then we'll go
myself.
into deeper. Yeah.
Okay. I'm an HR practitioner with over 18 years experience in HR practice. I chanced into HR and I've loved it since then. I have exposures in the NGOs, consulting, telco, shipping, government sector, and I've over the years I've come to just love HR and what we do in the companies. I own a small NGO that supports needy girls, Takwa Foundation. We take used clothing, money, sanitary pads for these girls so they can stay in school. I also help small businesses with their HR challenges. I'm married with children. So that's me. Eben, I think you are muted.
I think you forgot to add I'm also one of your mentees in the HR
Oh,
field. So
Eben is one of my mentees, a proud one as
yeah,
such. I'm very proud of how
yeah.
he's progressing both in his personal and career life. And that's what we all want, so that when you hear he's doing amazing things, at least you can take some small credit for it. So it's good to have you here, Ebenezer.
Thank you very much. So, if you just join us, we're having discussion with personality scheduled for our conferences, and tonight we have Yvonne with us. So, if you just joined, just let us know where you are watching us from, and keep your question coming as we engage her. So, we'll delve deeper into her life to find out more about her. She has well extensive knowledge and background in HR. So, my first question to my guest speaker will be Yvonne. Could you please give our audience a glimpse into your background and your journey in the field of HR? Like, I just want to find out what inspired you to choose the career path, and how did you progress in your current role as an HR professional?
Okay. Thank you. As I said, I chanced into HR. Initially, I was into community work in the NGO sector, providing um, community support in the areas of micro enterprise, child development. I mean, it was a comprehensive kind of program I was doing, and I loved it. I loved it. I was blessed to join Send Ghana as a project officer to handle the Millennium Development Goals. And during that time, we had to develop a new strategy, which required us having an HR. Before then, there was no HR. And this is where I would want to encourage young people here. When you work for somebody, show interest in the company's success, contribute to the company's success, reduce waste as much as possible, and be a professional as far as relating to co-workers, whether they are high above your level or below, is concerned. So apparently, as I'm working in the project officer role, traveling around Ghana to ensure we advocate for the achievement of the Millennium Development Goals, there were things that I saw there that I felt was not good for the company. One of them was the fact that if you are giving 10,000 cities to go to the field, when you come back, you don't account for it. And I felt, no, this is not right. We either need to have a quota, or when you come back, you account for it. And then another thing my boss also picked up was how I relate to people in the company, and I'm always coming up with solutions to challenges we were facing. So they identified myself and another colleague to be interviewed for the role of HR because they wanted somebody from within. And God being good, I had the job. At that time, I was also at the crossroads in my career, asking myself, what do I really want to do as far as work is concerned? What do I want to build myself in? How do I want to grow? And in which career? And I was blessed once again to get one of these career questionnaires on Yahoo. And when I responded to it, it gave me options of work: hospitality, HR, working with children, and that's social work. And so when this opportunity came, I just knew it was in line with my personality and what I wanted. And I thank God I took the offer. So the company enrolled me on a certificate in HR course at GIMPA. It was a 6 weeks program. And during that program, Dr. Paul Nate, um, Mrs. Oh, I've forgotten this woman's name. She's still there in the HR unit. They were the two facilitators who really made me realize this is what I want. The way they taught us HR, how HR contributes to a company. So after the certificate course, I just realized I was ready for HR. So I went back to read MBA in HR. And that too, I was blessed to have lecturers who do not just teach you the theory, but take you through the practicalities of the course. And so I had the MBA. And after working for some time in consulting, I noticed I needed to professionalize what I do. And I had been following the HR Certification Center for some time. Then it was called GTI. So I noticed they do the PHR course and the SPHR. I enrolled. After some time, I wrote my exam. I passed and went to read law, LLB. In the tail end of finishing my master's in law, in labor law. So that's also how I've built myself. And that's the academic side. On the soft side, I have mentors who I follow, some directly, some indirectly. There are some I've been following, like Dr. Hazel. I can practically tell you whatever she's doing. I just follow her. I learn from her. She makes HR come alive. Dr. Basse is also another one I follow directly and learn from him. I have this woman who was Boating, the one who was at VRA. I also follow her. I have my own mentee, Salome Odum, who held my hand in HR, taught me the rudiments, how to handle challenges, how to sit at executive level as an HR person. She did it, and I want to use this opportunity to thank her once again and tell her to still hold me because I'm still learning. So there are these people you learn from who are above. There are also the young ones who teach us when they come with their issues to you. We learn from them. Eben is one. I have Justice Annan. There are many, Presla, Vivian, all of them. I learn from them. Sometimes the way they do their work, you pick something. The way they dress to work, you pick something. And you put it all together to become better at what you do. So that's how I've built myself. And my personality has also helped. I'm a very curious person. I hardly say no to stuff, especially when I think I don't know it. I'll learn it and do it. I love having fun and being around people. So that also helps me in my career in HR to do what I do. Yeah. So that's how I've built myself. And God's grace and mercies. That has been the very foundation for where I am now. And I thank God that He still holds me. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. That's a fantastic journey and personality. Well, keep your comments coming. Let us know where you are joining us from. We have Zakari Salamat. She says hi. And also Selas Boatin says, interesting advice to the youth. Thank you, madam. There's a whole lot to learn from here. And I believe that by the end of today, you would be gingered and fired up to pursue career in HR. Yvonne, I believe you can clearly hear me.
Yeah.
I believe. Okay,
Yes, I can
okay.
hear you.
So, okay. So if you just join us, today is Personality in Focus, time with our conference speakers. And we, from the coming month towards the program, we'll be interviewing and having discussion with our speakers who are slated for the event. So tonight we are having a discussion with Yvonne Redu Akpabli, popularly known as Adia Pena. She's widely known in the HR. So Yvonne, considering your extensive considering your extensive experience, what do you see as the most significant challenge and opportunity currently facing HR professionals and organizations in our rapid changing world of work?
Yeah, let me start with the challenges. One of them is attracting top talent. Now, companies have reached a stage where nobody wants to recruit people that will take a long learning curve for them to understand the business and the work. And that is why we seem to be experiencing the high unemployment. It's not that there are no jobs, but companies don't want people who are now coming to learn. We want people who come and give results. And so you put a job advert there, you get 1,001 people applying. And even after shortlisting and all that, you get someone, and where the technical knowledge is very good, the soft skills are poor. And it's a very huge issue that academia and both corporates should come together to work on. Most of these young people, especially those who come straight from school, concentrate on the degree and the course, forgetting about character, attitude, which is also very important. You can be a very good IT person, but if you don't know how to, if you are not punctual, for example, or you have body odor, you've been warned and you still don't work on it, it becomes an issue. You don't meet deadlines. And when you are informed or given the feedback, you become angry and take it personally. Okay, so attracting top talent is a huge issue. Another challenge is that you said, rightly said, that we are in an environment that is fast changing now, which requires constant change management. And most of these workers don't like it. You just introduced a system last year and you have brought a new system now. And they want to still use the old system. Why can't we still write this on paper? Now you are saying we should do it in the system. So change management, and it's very rapid, much more rapid than it used to be. Considering these changes going on around us and in the companies too, another challenge is training and development, more on reskilling and upskilling, building capacity within the company for individuals, for teams to be able to do their work is a huge challenge. Then digitalization, especially for those of us above 40, it's a huge wahala. And I thank George for teaching me how to use StreamYard. Yes. You can't say you don't know how to use Teams. And sometimes you are having certain meetings and they can't do it, or you are now automating some of the processes and it's an issue. And you see, this one also dovetails into the issue of change management. Then the bigger fish, diversity. Now, we are not just talking Ghanaians and tribes, we are also talking sex. The person says, I identify myself as a woman, meanwhile, he's a man. What do you do? We are talking issues of religion. It used to be Christian, Muslim, and then traditional religion. Now we have all sort of things. There's even the new one who say they are called the new era, and they say the universe has spoken. You need to, I mean, mixing all of this together in the company to provide your services as HR is a huge challenge. For example, you are organizing staff party. You can't put the pork by the meat. The Muslims cannot eat. They can't even come close. So the pork has to be far away so that those who want it can go there and you are not offending the Muslims. And the last one, which I want to talk about it last, is leadership development. We have people who have grown to lead teams in their companies based on their technical competence. So he joined as accounts officer, then he becomes accounts senior officer, accounts supervisor, accounts manager, and maybe even CFO. But CFO is way up. So let me stop at the accounts manager, leading the accounts team. This person is very good when it comes to accounting, payables, receivables, budgeting, treasury, all the aspects of accounting. But he's very poor in managing people. He's breaking them down. He's not able to lead them to deliver business results. They may be delivering, yes, but out of fear. They may be delivering, but not at optimum level because they are not led well by this person. And most of these people, and this is the reason why I say it's a challenge, they feel they don't need certain training. Why do you want to take me through emotional intelligence, how to lead people, how to have difficult conversations, how to give feedback? They see it as not important, not necessary. But if you tell them we are going to learn AFRS 2 or 3, then they are happy because it's accounting related. It's a huge challenge now, this leadership development, where people have grown to lead teams and they don't have people skills. Every leader has three responsibilities in a business: administrative, technical, and people. Most of them are very good with the technical somewhat good with the administrative and very poor with the people management. So it becomes a huge challenge for HR. However, there are opportunities in all these. One of them is COVID has come to make us understand that every company needs HR. You
Wow.
need somebody, maybe not the name HR manager or officer, but you need somebody to lead your people agenda. Because during the COVID, they saw the importance of the role within businesses. So you need HR. You need HR, a lot of it in the company. And because you need it, you need those who have been trained to offer the service, to lead it. So the Chartered Institute of uh, Human Resource Management, Ghana, through the airline that they've been given, will soon be zooming down on companies that if your head of HR is not certified professionally, he can't head. Just like if you are not chartered accountant, you can't lead a company's finance unit. It's coming. Okay. And so it's a huge opportunity for all of us in HR to keep learning, to keep improving. There's also the digitalization coming, which has come to ease our work. Now you don't have to rack your brain to draft a policy. ChatGTP will help you. But if you don't know the real thing, whatever ChatGTP gives you, you will take it and you'll be making errors because ChatGPT, even it will tell you itself that it has limitations. So if you don't know it, whatever it gives you, you will take it. So digitalization is also here. And when we talk digitalization, don't only think of your PC or phone. Have systems at the back of our minds. Another opportunity we are also getting is from the diversity, which is also a challenge, where we are getting diverse people in the company. I don't know if I'm still online. Diverse people in the company who give us diverse opinion, who give us different aspects of how we should work, who give us perspectives that are very different from what we have, who help us to be innovative as a company. And so diversity is also another opportunity we are getting. Yes, it has certain angles that um, offends a bit on our morals and our constitution and our own society and things we think of. Thank you, Michael. But apart from that, it's also a huge opportunity for all of us in HR to tap into it. So when you are setting up a team, you make sure that it's very diverse, the same tribe, not the same religion, not make it as diverse as possible to enhance innovation. Yeah, these are the key. And the major thing is this rapid changes going on in the world that affects us directly or indirectly. Ukraine is fighting their war, but it's us here. What measures do you put in place so it doesn't happen? There's a hurricane in the US. It affects your key investors, or you can't even ship some of your raw materials. What do you do? So it calls for the HR to constantly be thinking strategically, constantly be engaged in change management, putting ear on the ground to be sure that they know what is happening, and then, of course, harness it to help the company stay sustainable and then make profits. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Just getting to know more. Uh, can you hear me? Yvonne, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Okay. 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 So you talked a lot about the challenges that is facing the HR, and one thing you talked about was change management. So I will just speak a bit about it so that you can. So looking at change now, diversity and inclusion are the topics of growing importance in HR. Can you share some of the
Mm.
best practices or initiatives you have involved in to promote diversity and inclusion within organizations. I believe now change, diversity and inclusion, we hear it a lot, is the new ish, apart from ESG, diversity and
Yeah.
inclusion. So we just want to look at that area as HR. What are some of the things that we can?
Yeah, some of the things we can do in HR. The first thing is to recognize that there is diversity and inclusion. It's not a bad thing. And in fact, this diversity and inclusion started long ago. Nkrumah started it with that percentage thing where every entity should have a bit of people representing the different regions. It was for a purpose that the first president initiated that agenda. So diversity and inclusion is very important. And once the HR, you recognize it in your recruitment and selection, how you even bring people in, you need to have that at the back of your mind. This means you need data. Who and who are in your company and where do they come from? Who, how many men, how many women, how many married men, how many single men, how many married women, how many single women, how many women with children, how many. You need data, the nationalities, the tribes, educational level, because diversity has so many tentacles, not just gender, not just educational level, even how the environment the person grew in can have a way of affecting how they think and do their things and how they expect you to help them. So it's important to have data to know who and who are in your company, and then you know who and who to bring to add to those who are already on board. It also helps you to know who to promote and who to transfer where. For example, you have a branch, everybody there is a Deeper Life member. Definitely, when you are transferring a new person there, you won't send another Deeper Life member. You will send either a Muslim or another Christian so that the team will be diverse a bit, because diversity and inclusion has a lot of advantages. A lot of advantages. And we say the world is becoming a global village. So, if that is the case, then very soon people from outside our comfort zones will come and work with us. So, we need to also do that. Then there's the issue of acculturation that we should also do to help our staff understand cultural bits and pieces of the people we work in. So when you have African Union Day, is a good opportunity. Let people rock dresses from national dresses from different countries and talk about their countries and their food. Okay. I remember in Data Bank, we used to have Fugu Friday on the 25th of September, if I recall, the Nkrumah's Day. And we share Ghanaian tribal meals amongst the teams. They cook. We all wear the fugu because we believe that's what he wore to declare independence. And then we have the food from different regions, and it helps us to fellowship, to bond, to understand each other. Just as the food tastes differently, we are also like that. And people embrace the differences and use it as a strength and not a weakness. So you can have employee engagement activities. I'm talking extracurricular activities to help employees understand these diversity dimensions in your company. The managers should also understand these things so that they have equity at the back of their minds, not equality. Equality can never happen. But you have equity where processes, systems, procedures, resources are provided in such a way that everybody is helped to do their work well and to feel safe and comfortable in the workplace. So these are some of the things we can do to ensure diversity and inclusion.
Wow, wow. This is wow. This is as simple as because when we talk about diversity, our mind goes into bigger, but at least wow. I think HR's here. Let us try and incorporate these initiatives at our workplace. So one thing you also
Yeah.
talked about the challenges that has to do with leadership development. is one of the things. And you know that as leadership, grooming leaders, mentorship and continuous learning is very critical. So we just want to delve a bit into your aspect. How have you nurtured your own professional growth, and what recommendations do you have for aspiring HR seeking to advance their career and stay relevant in the field?
It's important to own your growth. It's very important to own your growth. And I was blessed to have my mentor, Salome Odum, helping me to chart a course for my HR career. And most of you work in companies where you have performance management systems with personal development embedded in it. What I tell most people who come to me for such information or advice is that as you plan the year, your annual plan, that this year you want to do A, you want to do B, you should plan your career as well. In the next 5 years, what do you want to be? Where do you want to be? How are you getting there? Okay. And it's important to do this because sometimes if you are putting the plan together, it will not be straight. What is your plan B? That's also part of your plan. Once you have determined in your heart, I want to become the head of HR in a multinational. That was initially my drive. If it's a multinational, then you need to have an MBA. Secondly, you need to have the professional certification. Thirdly, you need certain soft skills. That is the public speaking, emotional intelligence, basic human psychology, data sciences, you need it. And then because it's multinational, you need one foreign language. So my French comes into play. Thank you, Zachary. So my French also comes in. Yes, I'm still polishing it, but it's still there. So you need to ask yourself, where do you want to be? What are you seeking to do with your career in the next 5 years? Just plan with 5 years. Then break that 5 years into years. So year one, I'm going to do this. Year two, year three, year four. The year one, what you are going to do, what resources do you need? Sometimes it is money. So you have to cut down on that weave on. You have to cut down on that Converse or cakes you want to buy, that PS5. You have to stop buying it. You have to sell your iPhone and get yourself some nice Techno or Itel because you need the money for the fees for that plan for that year. Other resources you may need will be time. So you cut down on engagement attendance, wedding attendance, sometimes even church. You have to cut down on certain church programs so that you have time to learn. The Netflix, you stop it. Some of you will take Niger movie and watch Maurice Sam back to back to back. When you finish Freddie Leonard, then you go to Bimbo. No, you cut it because you need time for that yearly agenda. Sometimes what you need is mentorship. So you ask yourself, who am I going to? There are some you can't go directly, like I'm following Dr. Hazel Berard from far, and Dr. Amansa, I think she's now professor, has this human capital. Follow them from far. Taka Awori. LinkedIn, you are behind them. Instagram, you are every quotation they put there, you try to see how it applies or can be applied to your life so you become better. When you hear them speaking, you pick from them. How did they say this thing? How did they stand? How did they respond? And then you do that. So that is also another resource that you may need. And then a third thing is the timeline. Some people will put their goal and say by the end of the year. Meanwhile, that thing can be achieved by August. So don't put end of the year. Be specific on the time and push yourself every month. Check on it. Where have I reached with this plan? Where have I reached? It will mean sometimes cutting off certain friends. Since July to now, people will say, Madam, for Fridays, we don't see you and your thing on your WhatsApp status again. Yes, I have exams. I have papers to write. That is not the time to do Friday chilling. You cut it off. When you finish, you can go back and do it. And if you are married or in a serious relationship, you should know that that relationship too may suffer because of that career plan. What things are you putting in place so that your better half does not run away because you are building yourself? Okay, so it starts with a plan. Have a plan and pursue it every month. Review it. What have I done concerning this? Where have I reached concerning this plan? And follow it up. If you think you are not strong enough, give it to somebody who can push you to push you. Okay, somebody who can fix you up to fix you well. What it means is sometimes you may have to do standing order to a certain account so you don't spend the money for the fees on something you didn't plan for. Okay, so that's how I did mine, and it was a big wake up call to me, and I put it together. Now, like I said, it's every 5 years. So after reviewing that for the 5 years, something else has come up that I'm working on now. And that is why I went to read a master's in law in um, labor law. Okay. And I'm working on something else after that. Yes. But if you don't have a plan, you hear people say MBHR, you don't even know whether you should do MBA or MA or MSc. You just go with the flow because they are doing it. And then at the end of the day, when you finish the course and your pay is not being increased or you are not getting the job you think you should get, you become frustrated because you don't even have a plan. You don't know where you are going with that thing you have or you are getting in your hands. So the plan is very important. Now, back again, if you are married or in a serious relationship, you need to share the plan with your better half and let them understand the kind of support you need from them. Okay, because they will suffer in the process as you build. They will. Your spouse, your children, they will suffer. Your fiance will suffer. So they need to understand this is where I'm going to. This is the kind of help. This is the impact it will have on us in this relationship. And so, are you ready? Sometimes they will tell you, don't do it this year, then let's do it next year. Then you start putting the money aside. You don't spend it. Okay. You need to. And then if you are a Christian, you need to pray about it because what you want for yourself may not be what God wants you. If you are a Muslim too, you pray about it. The zakat requires us to seek God's will in everything we do. So you need to also, not the zakat, the hadith, sorry, the hadith. So you need to seek God's face to understand if that is the direction for you. Because if that's not God's direction for you, at some point you'll be frustrated. You will be frustrated. But if it is His will for you, you'll see that the passion is there, the love is there, and you are doing it, you are loving it, and you are fine with it. So that is also one of the ways I built my career. The last one I want to talk about is that as you are building your career, you work in a place. That career plan that you have, how does it fit in that company? Let me give an example. You work in a telecommunication, for example, and your career plan is to own a nursery school and manage it as a proprietor and feed your children to international schools. It has no place in the telco. Even if they have a crash, it has no place there. So it will become difficult for the company to help you build your career. So that one, you know, you are on your own. And you should be ready to quit because when you finish that nursery training course, there is no place in the company for you. So, as much as you are planning your career, remember you work somewhere, you earn your current daily bread somewhere where you need that money to build the career as you build. So, whatever you are doing, where can it find its place in the company? If it can't find it there and the company want to sponsor you, you know you'll be bonded. Are you ready to stay that long after the course? That is not related to them. So these are some of the issues you should consider deep down before you choose whichever career you want to build. Because some people do that and they come and tell you, I've gone to read a course in risk management. When I came back, they've not done anything for me. And I asked them, the NGO you are working in, what do they need risk management for? And you didn't even do general risk management. You did banking risk management. So you have to go to a bank. It is not in the company. So it becomes a huge challenge for them. Now they have to leave the company. And if you have tentacles holding you already, then you are frustrated to stay. So as you pick your career, as you pick your plan, please be careful that it's somehow in tandem with the company you are in, the work you are doing, and it would improve the work and yourself so that you grow as the company grows with you. It's very, very important. Very, very important. I hope I was heard. Yeah. Thank you, Cynthia, for the feedback. It's good to hear from you as well. Mr. Akisi himself is here. Thank you, sir, for tuning in. Yeah. It looks like Eben is having some internet challenges. So if those watching, you can ask a question whilst we wait for him to log on, it will be great. Any question from you? Oh, so you are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you for that feedback. Any question from our viewers for me? Ebenezer is trying to log on. We'll have him very soon. So Zachary, Cynthia, if you can tell us where you have tuned in
Yes.
from.
I think I lost
Good.
you along the line.
Back.
I'm back. I'm back. It's been a wonderful discussion. And I can see from the comments, Zachary said, it's always a pleasure to have you, madam. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you. That's Adia Penna for you, HR conference in Kumasi. So please just get ready and join us in Kumasi for an exciting HR discussion. Also, Susu Samuel says, thank you, Yvonne. And Michael said they are all, so we'll delve more into questions, but I'll move on. One of the challenges associated with HR is change management, which we talked about diversity. Now let's take the opportunity to delve into discussion for the upcoming HR conference that is all about technology and digitalization in HR activities. So we'll look into that. We'll discuss more so that we all can understand that innovation and technology is the issue now in HR in our operation. So Yvonne, my next question will be: many HR professionals are key to understand how to navigate the digital transformation in HR. What advice would you offer to HR leaders and practitioners on successfully integrating technology and embracing change?
Okay. First of all, we need to understand that it has come and it is staying. I remember those times I used Excel for my staff data, and then it was MS Access, and it's not running on internet. So if you are not in my office, you can't get the data. But now it's just a link, and I can have everything on my phone. I can have it here. I do my performance management in the system, recruitment, onboarding in the system, succession planning. Even Power BI is done for me in the system, so I don't need to put in any data. But it starts from you, the HR, understanding HR itself, understanding the strategic role HR plays in a company. and in your company, because each company is different. Then you will know the kind of digital programs you should put in place for them. For example, if you have a lot of semi-literates or illiterates, and usually this happens in the manufacturing industries,
Yeah.
and you digitalize your HR data, most of them, even with the smartphone, on WhatsApp, they do VNs audio because they can't type the English to say what they are saying. Now you are asking them to put information there. So you need to understand your business. What do you do? What are the segments in the company? And how many of them should use your systems? And when we talk digitalization, most of the time our mind goes on to machines, the PC being the first one. Digitalization is more on automation, making sure that what you do that you do on paper with a lot of bureaucracy is reduced so much that no matter where anybody finds themselves, they should be able to do it. So I am requesting for leave with the e-copy, that's Word version of the leave form, and I send it to my boss who can endorse that same Word version and send it to HR, and HR can pick the information, put it in Excel, and it calculates my leave days. And I get to know through email again that I have 4 days left. Instead of paper that I'm in Bulga, I have to send it through STC to my boss in Accra. He goes to the head office for HR to review. You see how you are smiling. It was cumbersome. So we need to embrace the digitalization that is coming, that it is really not coming to take our work from us. For HR leaders especially, it is going to help us to be more strategic, to have time to do strategic work, where most of the administrative work can now be automated. Leave requests, absence management, all those admin things can be done through a system. It also improves HR processes. Okay. For example, um, at my end, the performance management, if we open the system for goal setting and you don't input your goals for the year and the deadline comes, when you put it, even though you will see that you've put your goals, it goes nowhere. So at the end of the year, you didn't have goals for us to even rate you on and give you bonus. So people are forced to do it within that time. The system also makes sure that if the goal is not smart, it will not take it. It has to identify the S, the M, the A, the R, the T in the system before it
Yeah.
can pass. Before it goes to your manager for review and approval, and then it is locked in the system. Mid-year, it is opened again for mid-year reviews. And if you don't change your target, you will get an email showing that since we started the year, you've not done anything on your goals. You have an issue there. Then end of year two, it is opened for review. You rate yourself, your manager rates, there's calibration, the final result goes and is locked. So it really enhances the processes. And because the system keeps it, you can always go back and check 3 years ago, how did this person perform? Last 2 years and last year, or based on the trend, I can promote, I can demote, I can transfer, you can use it to take so many decisions that are not biased in any way because you are using data to give your decisions. It also enhances training and development. We have a lot of learning management systems now in most companies since COVID. All you do is to prepare the training programs and put it there. The staff goes there 5-10 minutes, he has learned something. There is a test. If the staff passes, there's an automatic certificate the person gets. Then that information comes to HR that Yvonne has done this. So at the end of the year, I know the courses you've done on your own. The ones you've done on your own tells me you are proactive. Depending on the courses, I also know you have this skill. And so if I want to shift things within the company, I know who to shift. So it's embracing it is very important. We shouldn't think it is coming to take our work away. And if you don't know, you learn. I just said it. George helped me to learn how to use StreamYard. Okay. I have one gentleman in my office who also taught me how to use Google Forms for data collection. It doesn't take anything from you. It just says you are humble, you don't know, so you learn it. So if you don't know how to use any of the digital platforms that your company uses or that is in vogue now, you need to learn it. Most of us did our trainings when these things were not available, but now they are in. Some are the HRIS, some are the company system itself, the ERPs. You need to learn. If it means taking some 6 months off work, leave without pay to go and learn it, I will encourage HR practitioners to do that, because the profits and benefits of having that digital savviness is huge. It's huge, very, very huge. I mean, there are times you even do online job interviews and the person's background, the noise, the outlook just tells you that the person didn't know how to conduct online interviews, and then it's he's rating off. Meanwhile, he could have been the best person for that role. So it's come, it's here with us, and like you said, it's a change issue, and change management requires you to freeze and refreeze whatever you are changing. So we need to use that same method for ourselves as individuals and also for the company. When the new system comes, we don't just sit there and assume they will learn it. There should be training, a planned, systematic training to get everybody to know how to use that platform, that system. Then we roll it out. It can take long, but it's better than just assuming everybody knows how to use it. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much. We need to embrace that. Okay. So if you just joined us, this is Sedat HR Digest. Today we are having discussions with our conference speakers who will be our panelists for our upcoming HR conference in October in Kumasi. So please, if you have not yet registered, right after here, the link will be sent to you all so that you can register. So we have Yvonne Ridu Akpabli, popularly known as Adia Pena, who is one also the
You will live
conference.
long.
Amen. So she's telling us more about it, about herself, and also the team for the event. And the team for the event is embracing um, The theme for the conference is transforming HR, innovation, technology, and the future trend, which is she's delved deeper into a lot of areas in HR. The questions are coming, so I think I will let her pause and just read some of the questions so that she can also help us. So we have Michael Kisi who's saying, why do people often not achieve their targets they set for their career development? I think should I read out all so that
There,
you can?
no, let me take it one by one. So this happens, there are some things in life, it's not straight. There are people who had to write O levels 3 times, 4 times before they went to A levels, 2 times before they went to the university. You've planned your career, yes. You need plan B and plan C. If this doesn't happen, what will happen? Usually, people just have one plan. And so, if something does not happen, that is it. Another reason, too, is the lack of focus. You've planned that you want to become an HR consultant. Then, before you hear, they say now the money is in L&D, learning and development. Then he stops pursuing the consultancy dream and is now doing a course in L&D. So the lack of focus is also another reason. And then the back to the lines that are not straight. You need to have the plan for plan B. So let's say you tell yourself you want to read an MBA and then do the SPHR. In the course of your work, you notice you can't get the money for the MBA. What is your next line of action? That plan B should also be a total plan, not just I'll do this if this does not happen. It should be another plan so that the same challenge you had for the plan A will not show itself there in plan B. It's very important. That is also one of the reasons. Another one is change of jobs. When people change their jobs, they seem to put their plans on hold. And this happens when you don't change jobs strategically. You are just changing because you want high pay or you are running away from a bad manager. That one, you get the job and you notice it is going left and your career plan is going right. If you have a career plan, even choosing a job, you do it to align to that plan. So for now, I'll mention just these three reasons as ones that do not help people to achieve their career plans. Yeah.
How do we
Ebenezer, you are me.
Yes, Zachary said, how do
Okay.
we overcome the challenge of interference from supervisor in the work of the HR? How do you overcome challenges of interference from, I think maybe she's talking about line managers
Um,
interfering in activities.
I know. You know, some of them even think they can do the HR better than you,
Ah,
which is another challenge we face in HR. You think
yeah.
it's so easy, but you put them there and they notice it's not. So it starts by, first of all, you knowing what your job entails. What is your work? And then having your goals for the year. So if you don't have a performance management system in the company, you will get these interferences a lot. But if you have your goals and you notice that this superior's work is veering you off your goals for the year, that based on which you'll be giving your bonus or promotion or salary increment, you need to have a conversation with that person. I'm very fine with the task you give me to do. It's really building me up. I'm learning a lot. I have these three goals to achieve in the year, and based on this task you give me, it gives me less time to focus on these ones that I'll be rated on. If you don't mind, I would suggest that let's reduce these things you make me do that is not in alignment with my goals, so that I can at least achieve them. Or at the end of the year, if I don't achieve my goals, please, you should be willing to put in a word for me to show that it was because of ABC that you made me do that caused this. Okay. And then you need to also let your manager know where this is coming from and why that this is happening. And then that superior's manager, unless he's the MD, that one you can't go anywhere. But if it's a line manager, he also has a manager. You can let them understand. And be sure that what they are doing is interference. Because sometimes it's still part of your work, just that you didn't plan to do that one that day. So be sure it's interference before you take it up. Yeah.
Well, okay. So we have one last question from Kofi. He says that, well said, madam. My question this afternoon is simple. I want to know the difference between the courses run by these professional institutions like the SPHR and the ones run by the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management. I am asking this because of what you said that very soon all heads of HR will be required to be chartered. So I think maybe he needs clarification in that area.
Yes. So the CIHRM is a chartering entity for Ghana,
Yeah.
where before you can practice HR at certain levels in Ghana, you need their certification, you need their approval. Okay. SPHR is international. Once you have it, you can practice HR anywhere in the world, just that you need to take a course in the labor law of that country you are practicing in. Okay. So, in effect, you may need both, because
Yeah.
it's like the lawyers. If you read your law in England, when you come to Ghana, you have to do the Ghana law course exam. There's an
Yeah.
exam for you to do so you can practice our law. That is what CIHRM does and will continue to do. No matter how good you think you are in nature, we want to be sure you can practice it in our country. And they are the ones mandated by government to ensure that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So I hope I've helped you.
I believe so. I believe so. So, looking at transforming HR, innovation, technology, and the future trends, HR professionals are often faced with situations that requires a balance between technology and the human touch. That's why I say HR, human touch. Can you provide insight into how you've navigated this balance in your career? You know that they say, oh, there's the policy, there's the technology, and there's a human feel to it. How have you navigated between these two?
Yeah, it starts by using the golden rule: treat others as you want to be treated. Yes, you have the policy, but that person that you are enforcing the policy on is a human being. So the policy is like the foundation, the level. You need to know that person and see how you can deal with. That's why you need managers leading the teams to know their team members. You HR, you can't know everybody. You may know them by name because you recruited them and they know you, Mama HR, Papa HR, but you may not know them closely to understand their life circumstances. It's the line manager who does that. So they are the ones who will come with the issue. This my person has done this. Policy says we should do this. HR, what do you think? Then you ask the questions to know how to deal with the person. Yes, sometimes it will lead to a certain tilting, and that is why we talk about equity and not equality. You need to understand how to deal with the issues. There are so many issues that happen at work, no policy can cover it. You don't even know where to fix it in the law. But you ask yourself, as a reasonable person, how would I deal with this matter? How would I deal with this issue? How would I want it to be done if it was me? And what this means is that you should understand the policy. You should also understand the law so that whatever you do to that person should not bring any legal liability to your company. And you should understand human beings as I mean basic things about human beings. The fact that we feel good when we are appreciated, we always like positive feedback, we feel valued when people um, attest to our contribution to something, all those things. And it's also about having adequate information. And this is where the knowing the person also comes in. You need adequate information before you can react. There are times staff will see you as wicked in HR. And so I tell people that if everybody in the company loves you and HR, you are not doing something right. You are not. Because even salary increments, there are people who are not happy. They feel that it should have been a certain percentage for a certain people.
Yeah.
So you should know that there are times you have to be strict by the rule. This is how it is going to be, especially if that person is a repeat issue. There are times too you have to be soft and even amend portions of your policy when it's time to review it to suit that thing that happened, so that in future, if it happens again, you are covered. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
we have the ILO conventions, we have the Labor Act and the regulations, we have the Constitution of Ghana, and your own policy. So these four it helps to have that balance. And then I also tell people, you are on platforms, HR platforms. Some of these things you can share it to get advice. Definitely somebody has faced something similar before, and they will tell you how to go about it. You weigh it against your company and the way they are, and you will know the best line to take so that you don't bruise people. We always say the humans are the most valuable assets. It shouldn't be a cliche. They should see it, they should feel it. Okay. Somebody is sick, you've heard it. When you go to visit them at home, you've said so much than sending Uber driver to send fruit juices and fruits to them.
The human
Two
touch.
different things. The human touch. It's a staff's wedding, junior staff for that matter, and then group head of HR. You are there, seated amongst the people. When they call the company, see that consult staff, you come out. You are there to take the picture with the person, appreciate them. Then you put that small envelope, it's just 100 Ghana in her hand. That use this to buy petrol on your way to your honeymoon venue. You've made a statement that stays. You've heard
Yeah.
the staff has lost a parent. You go to the house, 2 packs of water, 1 pack of Coke. You go and say hello from. So sometimes we do these things from our pocket, so it's not from the company. But you don't go and say it's from your pocket.
That's true. That's true.
They appreciate it. Yes, yes, they appreciate it. Every week you call somebody, especially if you have a lot of people in your company. Every week, call somebody. The person from WA, hey, HR is calling. What have I done? Then you call, hello, Ebenezer, how are you? It's been a while. Everything cool? Can you do FaceTime? Oh, madam, where I am, I cannot do FaceTime. Oh, I really missed your face, so I wanted to see you small. Anyway, hope everything is fine. And the family, all right. Is there any challenges you are facing that HR can also help? Say, oh, madam, everything is cool here. All right. Enjoy your day. Be good and know that even though you are very far, we have you in our thoughts in Accra. Bye. You've done something. He goes so many. Hey, today HR called me. Oh. He didn't say anything. She just said, how are you? Every week you call somebody else. Very soon, when somebody say this HR there, she's nice, so she calls me. Then this one to say, me too, she calls, me too, she calls. Then you are getting that credibility that you have the human
Feel.
touch.
Yeah.
And when you do that and you need their help, you will see how they all come out to help you to do your job. Yeah.
Wow, thank you very much. I'm also learning a lot from today's session, and we are all in the field, and we will do our possible best to add the human field to our profession. So, as we delve into the theme for the conference, transforming HR, innovation, technology, and future trend. Yvonne, how do you foresee the role of technology and innovation influencing the future of HR practices?
So, like I said earlier, we are having technology come into play through the PCs, the phones, through systems, automation of our processes. Like formerly, you have to send a CV to the office and it will be grouped. Somebody will input it in Excel before it will be that thing, how they call it, filtered. And
Yes.
no, now it's a system. You
Yes.
send your CV into the system. If the system does not see certain things, it will push it in the dustbin. Then if it picks it, it goes to HR. HR has only 10 now out of the 10,000 that came. HR
Right.
looks at it, picks 5 for interview. If the person is staying very far and cannot come, you do it over the system, Zoom, Teams, Google Meets, or even this one that we are using, StreamYard.
Yeah.
You are game, you are good to go. Onboarding, there's virtual onboarding, data bank does it, MSC shipping does it. So they give you the video, you see the office premises on your video, everything. You see people waving, people saying hi, my name is, hello, welcome to the company, and all that. So it's here. And it's also because we've noticed we don't have time. So the little time we have, instead of grinding the pepper, why don't you drop it in the blender whilst it is blending?
Yeah.
Things. It is a response to work-life balance. Okay, not just in the home, but also in the offices. So it has come. And the technology goes beyond just HR. It's in the company now. Okay. We see formerly banks, people go to bank to queue to withdraw. All you need now is an app, and you can push the money to your Momo and push it to anybody you want. What this is bringing us as practitioners is that we need to do a lot of training our people to know how to use the systems, training our people to know how to use the platforms. It brings with it this thing, IT security issues. So that, yes, we say remote work or work from anywhere. He doesn't go and sit in Makola to work, and that Yahoo boy is passing, picks the address and the password, enters the system, withdraws money as if it's the client withdrawing, only for us to see it was a loophole opened by a staff who worked in Makola. So it requires also for the practitioners for us to put in policies that will safeguard these technologies and innovations that are coming up in the companies and not just in HR, so that we keep our companies safe. Okay. It also requires provision of resources. If the person is working from home, for example, you need to give the person data. You can't give them those small modems, those small ones. In my area, if you give those small ones, when ECG goes off, it also goes off. You need the big turbo ones for them at home. In one company like that, I think it's MasterCard, they set up an office for you in your house. So you don't come and complain about backache and neck pain because of the chair. They give you swivel chair, table, set you up as if you are in the office. So the technology is in, and it will keep coming, it will keep changing. AI is also staring us in the face. It's also coming up, it will keep changing. And then the innovation that diversity also brings, that our various generations in the offices, generation X, Y, Z's, and C's, would also bring. It all requires us, first of all, to embrace it. For the embracing, it's very important, because until you accept it, you keep living in the shadows. You need to accept it that things are changing and they will keep changing. And then understand how this change impacts work in general and your company specifically, because it's different for different companies. So once you understand that, then you start putting in measures, policies, procedures, systems, processes on how to operate those things so that your company stays sustainable, your company stays profitable, still delivers what you are supposed to deliver. Staff are happy, motivated, and they stay as well to give the service that you offer or product to your customers. So that's the little I'll say for now. I'm sure when they come for the conference, they will get,
Deal.
yeah.
I'm sure, I'm 100% confident that when they come to this conference, you will never leave the same. So please, we'll just take a commercial break so that we get to know more about the conference. Today, we are having Personality in Focus, time with our conference speaker. And we have here with us Yvonne Redu Akpabli. So let's take a commercial break, then we come back, then we call it a good evening. So let's take a commercial break.
SEDAT Consult brings to you the SEDAT HR Conference 2023 in Kumasi, Ghana on October 19th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This year, we are bringing together professionals, industry experts, and business leaders to explore the latest HR trends. Our theme is Transforming HR, Innovation, Technology, and Future Trends. We are honored to have distinguished guests, including Honorable Kingsley Nyako and Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, as well as a lineup of esteemed speakers. Don't miss this enriching experience that will elevate your HR expertise. Admission is free. Contact us at 0244-629-245 or send us mail at patricia.kissy@sedatconsultlimited.com for more information. Sponsorship opportunities are available. SEDAT Consult, your trusted HR partner.
You are welcome back to SEDAT HR Digest. We are having Personality in Focus, time with our conference speaker. And we have here with us Yvonne Redu. So we have our conference coming, and I'll take the opportunity to acknowledge our sponsors for this conference. Amefimine Rural Bank, 40 years of leadership in the rural banking in Ghana, with 41 years of championing excellence in rural banking. Amefimine Rural Bank is the #1 rural and community banking. Their products and services include loan, deposit, savings and investment, bank assurance, bank cards, and you can find them. They have 17 branches across the regions. These include Western North, Western, Central, and Ashanti region. So please contact them on 020 361 020 20 via email info@amenfimindbank.com. And also, this conference is also sponsored by Global Leadership Group. The Global Leadership Group is a global leadership company that equips nations and people with godly leadership principle. It was established to promote ethical leadership and good governance across the globe, training, consultancy service, advisory, research, and advocacy. So please contact them on 0242503518. And last but not the least, this program is our conference is sponsored by AeroCare Advanced Diagnostic and Heart Center. They provide world-class medical service to patients without stress and expense of international travel. They offer corporate companies and insurers efficient healthcare solution for their employees. Some of their services and diagnostics include pain clinic, dialysis center, electromuscle stimulation, infused lunch, catheterization, laboratory, digital mammogram, 3D panoramic X-ray. So you can contact them on 030 and they can be located at North Laboni, Accra. So Yvonne, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
right.
Oh, I've lost you.
Yes, I
So we had to acknowledge our sponsors for this conference that we are advising
it's important.
everybody, encouraging everybody to join, and their profession
Yeah.
will never be the same. So, as
Mm.
the conference speaker, could you give our viewers a sneak peek into what they can expect from this session? You can see the comment coming, and
Yeah.
what should they expect?
What I would tell them, initially I thought it was a paid conference and I was encouraging people to start saving. Then I saw it's free. Please, the fact that you'll be meeting these people, the panelists, taking their numbers, following them, making them your mentor, whether direct or indirectly, don't lose guard. We have
Yeah.
amazing people there who will share not just HR issues, but also examples of what they've done as far as the theme is concerned. You will come and learn how we've used technology to drive HR, how we've used innovation to drive HR. Some of the things I do, I'm a very unconventional practitioner. Before you see, we are doing Kenke party somewhere because I feel we are too tired. We should stop and chill small and continue working. Oh, tomorrow we are all coming to work in purple. Everybody should wear purple. Then we reward the one who wore the best. Come and learn some of these things. It's free. It's very free. Okay. If for nothing at all, come for the snack. Okay. Come and eat some. And
That's
you meet other HR people. And I also tell people that the HR we are doing, 70% is not in any book. You learn it from webinars like this one, conferences, training programs, and then interacting with other practitioners. Only the 30% is in books. There are certain things that happen, you don't even know how to treat it. You don't even know how to treat it. So come and learn. And see that consult for what they deliver. So come and get an additional one for yourself, for your career. And I'm telling you, your HR practice will never be the same.
Amen. So I think I will have to repeat this again for those who have planned that they are coming. So I think you have to give them another message. Those who have planned to attend this event, just sitting here as the host, I have learned a lot from Yvonne, especially adding the human feel, diversity and inclusion in all our operations, and a whole lot. So those who have, based on this, have planned, what message do you have for them to attend this conference?
It's a good decision to plan to be in Kumasi on the 19th to be part of this program. I want you to come with a goal. What do you want to learn? What do you want to pick up? Who do you want to meet? And why do you even want to meet that person? What are you seeking to achieve with this? Come with a goal so that as the sessions are going on, if you think it's not meeting your goal, you ask questions to drive the discussion to that angle so that you don't just come and sit and be part of the numbers, but you go back with something like the proverbial Pentecost woman who says the church was nice today, but can't share what the pastor shared. I want you to come, learn. The conference was nice, and you are able to share what you learned. Come, don't go without a takeaway. Take something away. And I tell you, you thank me for this, and thank Sidat too for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a wonderful discussion with one of our conference speakers. If you joined us, I think you've missed a lot, but you can still replay it and listen to the conversation that we had with Yvonne. Today has been personality in focus time with our conference speaker. So, Yvonne, before we draw down the curtains, kindly give us your final words.
This free stuff we get every Sunday to 5 from Sidat. It's free for now, but the time is coming, it will not be free. I used to do free mentorship. I've stopped. You learn a lot from these platforms. You learn so much from these platforms. And that is how I have learned from following these great men and women in HR, listening to them. Don't take these things for granted. HR is a very beautiful thing if you love to do it. It's tough, but it's beautiful. Very beautiful. If you embrace technology and you allow diversity to work, even with all the biases it comes with, you will realize that it is indeed a great place to work in within a company, driving the people behind the company's success. There is no other fulfillment than that. But you can't do it alone. You need help from within the company and more importantly, from other successful practitioners. And that is why this conference is being done for us. Come and let's learn. Come, let's network. And it will help all of us. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ebenezer, for such a time. Thank you, Sidat, for the platform. I'm very
Thank
grateful.
you very much. You are welcome, Yvonne. It's say, come, let's network and let's learn. So we hope to see you in the at the conference on the 19th in Kumasi. So this has been Sedat HR Digest, episode 43, where we had personality in focus time with our conference speaker. This program has been brought to you by Sedat HR Consult, your trusted HR partner. It comes to you every Sunday, 4 to 5, depending on how the conversation keeps going. We even forget that we have a time bound, but at the end, we carry a lot that changes and transforms our career. You can follow us on our various social media platform. We are on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, and our WhatsApp pages. So if you want to join, just let us know. We will add you to the page. And I'll take this opportunity to say a big thank you to Yvonne for taking time off your busy schedule to be with us, to share with us insight about your career and also what to expect at the conference. So to you who joined us, we say a big thank you very much for your time, Judith. Judith, we've shared a link, so you can just click on it and register for the program. Cynthia, we say thank you. Kofi, Salamat, Michael Sosu, and Michael Chum. We say thank you for joining us. I wish you all the best of the week, and we'll see ourselves next week, Sunday. Thank you very much, Yvonne, and thank you all for watching.
Sedat Sedat Consult brings to you the Sedat HR Conference 2023 in Kumasi, Ghana on October 19th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This year, we are bringing together professionals, industry experts, and business leaders to explore the latest HR trends. Our theme is Transforming HR, Innovation, Technology, and Future Trends. We are honored to have distinguished guests, including Honorable Kingsley Nyako and Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, as well as a lineup of esteemed speakers. Don't miss this enriching experience that will elevate your HR expertise. Admission is free. Contact us at 0244-629-245 or send us mail at patricia.kissy@sedatconsultlimited.com for more information. Sponsorship opportunities are available. Sedat Consult, your trusted HR partner.